Hello, everybody, and welcome to Professor P's podcast. I'm Natasha Palumbo, aka Professor P. I'm known for evoking the essence of spirituality by bringing the energetic fire, activating the mind, and speaking the truth. I'm so honored that you are here with us today. I thank you for joining. This podcast is focused on entrepreneurship, empowerment, and energetics. You're going to find a wealth of information inside, guest speakers, and the Elixir, a dose of energetic power. So let us join in on today's podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Professor P's podcast. How are you doing out there? You doing good? I am so excited to be with you all yet again. Love you so much. Listen, I cannot thank you enough. As the semester is wrapping up, this is my second to my last episode. I'm coming with some Elixir, but you know I always got to give you your love because I truly am grateful. I'm actually now getting closer to 4,000 downloads. It's crazy how fast it's going from, I just hit like 3,000 not too long ago, to now almost 4,000 downloads. I'm like, what is really happening right now? But I am so grateful. I appreciate all of you so much. And as I'm wrapping up, I really want you to make sure that you still stay tuned. I'm bringing us a guest speaker for the last episode, and then the spring semester will end. I'll take a little summer break. I'll reset, right? Get some rest. And then I'll come back for the fall semester with new fire, new oil, and definitely some new energy. Woo-hoo! This week, though, this episode this week is about the mustard seed of faith. And I'm bringing you that energetic fire, that elixir that you know that I love to give you. Hopefully you feel like you are going to get a little espresso shot. You can always go back and listen to prior episodes and get a little espresso shot. Because you know I walk around just being an espresso shot. All this energy lighting up the world. And I love it. I love it. I mean, I have a ton of energy and not so bad at 52, you guys. Not so bad at 52. So, listen. Ready? Mustard seed of faith. Before I begin, how many of you, let me see your hands, you don't really actually know what a mustard seed is? How many of you don't know what it is? You just heard it maybe biblically, but you don't really understand it's like a real thing. Do you? Where are you at? Oh, right there. We hear it biblically. If those who are believers and have the word and read the word, you've heard this saying before, mustard seed of faith. But I want to talk to you first about the actual seed. It's a real seed, right? I think, we hear scripture and we resonate on that, but we don't often realize that this is referring to something very real. So a mustard seed is a very, very tiny seed. It's extremely tiny. One of the smallest seeds that you can use in agriculture, actually, right? It's so small, you can kind of lose it in the palm of your hand. And I can remember taking a trip to Vegas with my girls one year, celebration for my business. I think I must have been celebrating maybe like year 9 or something, year 8, something like that. We went to Vegas. We had a girls trip. We partied like it was nobody's business, right? And we went to church. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to worship and be grateful for my business. They didn't have to go, but they got up. The girls got up with me, and we went to church. Little did we know what we were going to experience. It was Alpha and Omega Church, start to finish, which, of course, my business is start to finish files. And boy, we were laid out, okay? We talk about being laid out in the spirit. We were laid out in the spirit. We all left differently. From that trip, we all ended up getting, having babies in a particular order. And when we were there, they handed out mustard seeds and they put them in the palm of our hands and you can barely see them. I still have them in an envelope somewhere because they put them in our hands and then they all gave us little envelopes that we could put our seeds in just to remind us that this little seed, this tiny seed, and yet despite its size, it grows into something so powerful. Mustard seed plants grow fast, they spread wide, and they become large enough for birds to rest in their branches. Shut up. This little speck, that's what it looks like. So I want you to think about that for a moment. Something incredibly small produces something incredibly impactful, right? This metaphor matters so much because many of us underestimate small beginnings. We underestimate small faith, small steps, small progress, small healing, small changes, small decisions, small moments of courage. But heaven understands something humanity often forgets. Small does not mean insignificant. And maybe that's where some of you are right now. How many of you feel that right now? Like, I don't know. I've been holding on to this small for so long, Professor P. Where are you at? You've been holding on to your small mustard seed? Listen, me too. Okay, I might cry. I might cry today. Maybe your faith feels small, like mine has felt sometimes. Maybe your energy feels low. I'm here to give you a little boost, right? Maybe you're tired like your professor gets sometimes. Maybe life hits you harder than you expected. Maybe you're rebuilding. Maybe you're becoming someone entirely new and it feels uncomfortable. That is me. That has definitely been the season of the start of San Diego. But I want you to hear me clearly. As I'm preaching to you, I promise I'm preaching to myself. Tiny faith is still faith. Should I say it again? Yeah? Yeah, say it again for the back row. Tiny faith is still faith. And I think sometimes people misunderstand what faith even is. Faith does not mean you never cry. Faith does not mean you never doubt. Faith does not mean you always feel powerful. Faith does not mean you always know what's coming next. Sometimes faith sounds like I'm exhausted, but I'm still moving. I'm hurting, but I still believe. I don't fully understand this season, but I refuse to quit. That is mustard seed faith. And lately, I have been so inspired by BeBe Nyte. I need all of y'all to go catch BeBe Nyte. She is amazing. And her themes and her songs, they are powerful. Little faith, big elevation, baby. Pain into purpose. Growing season turning into favor. Chosen, not lucky, and still becoming. Do you understand? We are still becoming, my beautiful friends. We are still becoming. And just like I've been telling you over the last couple episodes, you are closer than you think. You are closer than you think. It is all about timing. Those lyrics are truth. Little faith, big elevation. I'm feeling it right now. I want you to know. Ooh, I'm about to tear up again. Excuse my vulnerability and my transparency, but I think you all appreciate it. It has been hard. Because elevation does not always begin with confidence. Sometimes it begins with survival. Whew! I could run. I'm about to run. Listen. Sometimes it begins with simply refusing to stay down. People see elevation and they think it happened overnight. No, baby. You see, I'm an overnight success, 30 years in the making, about to hit the corner in July to mark 24 years. Do you hear me right now? I still got 6 years to go, baby. You understand? There is an underground season first. Mustard seeds grow underground before they grow above ground. And I think many of us are in underground seasons right now. I know for sure, honey, I'm still in an underground season. Invisible growth, private growth, painful growth, root building seasons. And because people can't see the growth yet, they think nothing is happening. But roots matter. Say it out loud with me. My roots matter. In fact, roots determine whether or not something can survive the storm once elevation comes. Woo! I might have to do a podcast on the power of roots, baby. I can feel it brewing inside me. Some of you listening right now think you are buried. But what if you're actually planted? That changes everything, right? Because planted things grow. And I need some of you to understand that your hidden season still counts. Your healing counts, your rebuilding counts, your therapy counts, your crying counts, your prayers count, your consistency counts, your survival counts, baby. Nothing is wasted. Not the pain, not the heartbreak, not the rejection, not the delay, not the grief, not even the confusion. God wastes nothing. And some of us become powerful because life gave us no other option. Where you at? Life gave you no other option. Where you at? But to be powerful. I don't want you to hide your power. I see you. I feel you. No longer hiding your power. You are powerful. You are anointed, and you can do this. You see, your pain has made you powerful. Your pain has made you purposeful. That's one of the greatest transformations of all, baby. And I think that's the part of the beauty of faith. Faith allows us to keep becoming and becoming and becoming. And I really want to talk about becoming for a moment, because people act like growth has an arrival point. No. Like one day you suddenly become complete. No. But life does not work that way. We are still becoming, still learning, still healing, still evolving, still discovering who we are. And I think that's especially important for younger people to hear, because so many people feel behind. Oh, my beautiful stars, you are not behind. I just released a whole beautiful group of stars. Ooh, here we go again. I just released my cougars. They're graduating, some of them doing their senior experience. But for now, they have closed out a chapter with Professor P. They are still becoming. They are right on time. They are absolutely not behind. They are my stars. I want you to know something. Your current season is not your final form. And some of you are trying to judge your whole life from one difficult chapter. I'm going to need you to stop that. Even agriculture understands timing. There are planting seasons, watering seasons, pruning seasons, harvesting seasons. But there are still hard days, bad days, rocks, weeds, dry seasons. You understand? And many people want harvest while resisting growth. Is that you? Where are you at? Be accountable. Be honest. Where are you at? Yep. You want the harvest because the pain of the growth, right? It stretches you, right? Growth requires stretching, my friends. Growth requires discomfort. See, we don't like that part. We just want the harvest. No, see, you can't really truly appreciate the harvest unless you have a little discomfort, unless you go through a little stretching. Growth requires trust. That's why faith matters. Faith changes how we move through the world. Faith changes posture, endurance, perspective, energy. It changes those things. Even scientifically, people behave differently when anchored in belief and hope. What we water grows. What we feed expands. And some of you need to start watering your faith again. Not your fear, not your insecurity, not your limitations, your faith. Because maybe all you have right now is a mustard seed. Good. That's enough. Because history has shown us again and again that God does extraordinary things with small beginnings. And before I close today's episode, I want to leave you with some homework. This week, I want you to identify one area of your life where you've stopped watering your seed. Maybe it's your dream. Maybe it's your healing. Maybe it's your confidence. Maybe it's your business. Maybe it's in your relationship with God. Maybe it's your future. And I want you to take one small action step this week that waters that seed again. One action, one prayer, one application, one journal entry, one boundary, one conversation, one act of courage. Because small beginnings still matter. And I also want you to write down 3 things you survived that should have broke you. That's right. See, you should have been broken a long time ago, but you're still surviving. And not only are you surviving, baby, but you're overcoming. Now it is time for you to rise up in your power, in your mustard seed of faith that has now grown so rampant. Birds are resting on it. Do you understand that birds get to rest on your mustard? Ooh, I'll run right now again. They get to perch on your branches. It's that strong for them. Listen, I want you then to ask yourself, what if I'm stronger than I've been giving myself credit for? Because I know you're stronger than what you've been giving yourself credit for. And remember, you are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are growing underground, and underground seasons still count. Thank you again for listening today. If this episode blessed you, please go pour it out into somebody else. Please go share it to somebody else. And I want you to know I am here for you. I got one more episode coming, but if you need anything from me, please reach out to me. Please come see me. Please send me a note. I will pray with and for you. And until next time, keep watering the seed. Little faith, big elevation. Thanks everyone for listening today. I hope you received a lot out of that episode and are feeling energized and ready for whatever lies ahead. If you did enjoy it, I'd appreciate it if you'd share it out. Thank you in advance for doing so. Please also connect with me on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Natasha M. Palumbo. And until next time, be encouraged, be empowered, and as always, be well.